Hello and welcome everyone to Tea Time Tuesday. I am Patrick J. Brown, Executive Director here at the Renewal Center, here with Carmela Head, our Director of our Programming. We're excited to have you here on our Tea Time Tuesday, where we
Yes.
pause, we reset, and we build and increase our resilience as a community. If you're out there, please make sure that you like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please share with others. Let's get the likes up, everybody. Let's get the likes up so that we can engage. Looking forward to a wonderful renewal practice for today during our Tea Time community. We're excited about having you with us today here at the Renewal Center. And again, our focus is about pausing, about resetting, about building our resilience. And so we're grateful to be here today with you. Looking forward to a time of renewal and refreshing with you. So make sure you grab your journals. I have mine. Grab your tea. All right. And we can get started. But before we get started, just want to first of all give you a couple of awarenesses that we have this year for this month of September. Let's start out with Self-Improvement Month. And when I think about Self-Improvement Month, that is an incredible month for us because what it gives us is an understanding of what we need to focus on to improve ourselves, setting new goals, new objectives, eliminating negative things, anything that's holding us back. Our best investments in our life is about improving ourselves physically, mentally, and spiritually. So I want to encourage you as you go through September as Self-Improvement Month, make sure you focus on prioritizing various specific aspects of your growth, making sure that you focus on that. And also, this helps you get a fresh start as you move into the fall season. So again, that's Self-Improvement Month in September. Also, something else we want to acknowledge that September is also National Self-Care Month. So it's interesting. On one end, we have self-improvement, and in another area, it is now about self-care. And that is observed in September primarily, and that's to help you
Mhm.
prioritize your physical, mental, and emotional well-being. So you're going to begin to focus on self-care practices. Please feel free to put that in the comments. Perhaps what is your self-improvement focus for the month? And also any self-care practices that you want to emphasize. Things like hobbies or interests that bring you joy or engaging in activities that promote relaxation and stress reduction. All right, things like that that'll help you overall. But make sure ultimately that you prioritize your health and your well-being. That is important, and we want to raise that awareness. So I want to encourage you, give somebody a call this week that you haven't perhaps talked to, and just say, "Hey, how you doing?" Want to check in, and let's focus on improving who we are and caring for ourselves. What do you think about that, Carmel?
Oh, I'm all for self-improvement month. I'm all over that and self-care
Yeah,
because they're both so important.
that's
They're both
right.
they're both important.
Absolutely. So I want to encourage everybody from an awareness perspective. We want to emphasize that. While we're going to shift and transition to our tea of the week, which is lavender tea, what is your drink of choice today? What's your tea of choice? Actually, I am actually drinking some coconut and pineapple water. So I am really focusing on hydration today. All right. So that's what I'm focusing on. But our tea of the week is lavender tea, which is an incredibly soothing. And I think that if I remember, it is caffeine free. So that's an
It's
excellent
herbal.
choice for relaxation, especially in the evenings. It's made of the dried flowers of the lavender plant, particularly. And so it's fragrant. It's a herbal infusion. It's made directly from lavender flowers. It's distinctive and has a floral taste. So if you want to really focus on calm and relaxation, this is one of those types of herbal teas that has a soothing property. You can brew it, you can drink it cold, but considering the fact that we're in self-care a month and self-improvement, might be something that you can adopt in place of any other types of drinks that you might be having. So it does help with sleep quality as well, and also anti-inflammatory, antioxidant properties. And so wanted to mention that to you as well. So let us know what's your drink of choice today. If you're out there, let us know what your drink of choice is. And again, welcome everybody to our Tea Time Tuesday. Grab your journals, get your tea ready, get ready with us. And if you're out there, let us know what is your drink of choice today. We'd love to hear from you. All right. But before we get started, and I'm going to actually check the YouTube channel as well, because I want to see who's on and make sure folks are out there with us. We're excited about you being a part of our community today. All right, we got some folks watching, so let's get the likes up. Let's get the likes up. Sharon, hello. Good
Hey,
afternoon.
Sharon.
All right. Chicory and gardenia tea. Okay.
Chicory. That sounds
All
good.
right. Never had that, but thank you. All right. Introduce us to something new. I haven't had that one. Have you had that? I don't know if I have.
I've had chicory tea, but not gardenia tea. And I'm going
Gardenia.
to try that.
Okay. Refreshing. Wonderful. If you're
Sharon,
out
you're
there,
going to
let
have
us
to let
know.
me know where to get that.
We'd love to hear from you with your drink of choice. And also make sure let's get the likes up and let's engage. Hello, Alicia. Good afternoon to you, Water. All right. Okay, first times. All right. Good to see everyone today on our tea time. We're excited about having you here. Hey, Hope. Good afternoon.
Good
One of our other
afternoon.
directors. Hello. Good to have you on today. So let's all take a moment. We're going to focus on locating ourselves,
Yes.
considering the fact that it is Self-Improvement Month and that it is Self-Care Month. And one of the things we've been focusing on here at Tea Time Tuesday is always about pausing and about resetting and building resilience. So we're going to take a few moments to just locate ourselves. So please position yourself, if you will, get in a good posture. All right. We're going to take some deep breaths and we're going to locate ourselves. Just take a few moments. Thank you. Yes. Just take a deep breath. Thank you so much for joining us for our Locating Yourself. We are ready to go forth with our renewal practices. Hey, Nicole, how you doing? Good to see you. Good afternoon. All right, Carmela, but go ahead and get started. Thank you so much, everybody.
Okay, thank you, Patrick, and a good afternoon, a good Tuesday afternoon to everyone. I'm so excited everybody's joining us. We are glad that you are here. And this is going to be really engaging today for our Tea Time Tuesday because we are going to be talking about an aspect of pausing. And, you know, we like to be a little visual here at the Renewal Center. I'm going to get started and kind of piggyback on what we have been talking about a little bit over time. And we've been throwing in some things about presence the last couple of times. Remember, Patrick, where you were talking and I kind of brought in a little bit of aspect about being present. And so today we're going to talk about practicing everyday presence. So how many of you guys, go ahead and put it in the chat, have ever felt scattered, unfocused? You kind of, your mind is wandering a little bit there, or, you know, you just feel a little less centered, a little less centered. So I'll ask the question, how many of you guys have ever felt scattered or unfocused or wandering? Your mind's kind of wandering here and there, or you're not as focused as you'd like to be. Go ahead and put it in the chat. You can even put a thumbs up in the chat if that's you, because I know a lot of us sometimes through our workday, we have so much going on, or we may have a lot of details pulling at us. And, you know, we're trying to do all these different tasks. And sometimes we'll feel a little scattered. Actually, I raised my hand to say in the last couple of days, I haven't been as zero focus on some things, razor focus as I like to. And so I'm like, oh my gosh, this is about our Tea Time Tuesday today, about being centered, about being more present. Okay, so being present, we all know what being present is. It means fully engaged and aware. Fully engaged and aware. Let me go to the chat because I see some people coming in, Patrick, with some, okay, all right. Sharon is admitting, okay.
Yes,
I've been scattered a little bit. Okay. And then here's Nicole. She's saying, I've been scattered. Okay. Many of us, how many guys have worn more than 3 hats this week? How about today? How many of you guys raise your hand or say, that's me? I've worn more than 3 hats today.
Yeah.
Okay. So I got this role going on. I got this project going on. I got that, this, that, whatever. Patrick, I see you already jumping in with, yeah, that's me. Go ahead. Elaborate a little bit.
Oh no, yeah, you're good. I'm just honing in on the fact that even there were things that were trying to pull me away from having a chance to pause. So even that, I was like, no, I got to be present for my pausing. So I'm glad that you mentioned that and asked that question.
I like that because you just got the same present for my pausing. Okay, those of us that just chimed in, just tuned in, just logged on to YouTube for our Tea Time Tuesday today. Right before you came on, did you feel scattered? Did you feel unfocused or wandering, your mind wandering? Many of us are on our lunch break and we're trying to get some things in during our lunch break. And this is a good opportunity for us to do that. One thing that we really talk about here out of the 3, pause, building resilience, and resetting, is to pause. Is to take a minute. Yeah, I see you out there, Darlene. Yes, you're one of them too. Okay. And it's okay. Sometimes we're just a little bit all over the place. I think Patrick talked a little bit about that at one point. And we're going to narrow in today and focus on really some ways to be more productive and more focused. And that's really by being present, because there's some benefits to being present. Many of us say, okay, well, I hear you guys talking about that all the time at the Renewal Center. Y'all talk about being present. Okay, I'm showing up. But showing up is a little different than actually being in the moment. You can show up for a conversation. You can show up for a meeting. I'll go back to the conversation. You can show up for a conversation and really not really be engaged, right? Right. You can throw yourself into a task that you're doing. And a lot of us, that word multitasking for many people, you can throw yourself into doing 2, 3, maybe 4 things just going on and never really you can show up, but never fully be 100% and really be engaged in what you're doing. And so we can really take a moment and we want to flip-flop being from scattered to focused. And we want to become more productive, right? And how are we going to do that? Showing up. And so there's some things we're going to do today. I hope you guys got your journals. And I hope you guys are engaged and attuned to the screen, because we're going to do some really good renewal practices today. So I'm going to start off by saying there are advantages of everyday presence. And when we think about presence, really, I want us to just take a moment and think about how presence helps us to be productive. How does it help us to be more attuned to what's happening around us, to zero in on focal points and to keep us focused? And I want you to think about these things, because there are 4 ways. Now, there's many ways, but there are 4 things we're going to cover today that's going to heighten our senses to being present. And again, presence isn't just showing up and being there, but presence is being fully involved in the moment. So we can have an appreciation for the moment. This helps us to have opportunities to learn and to grow, to enhance our understanding, and to bring us encouragement. So with that being said, I'm going to stop here. And I'm going to ask us all a question. Have any of you been present today? Have you been present, or did you just show up?
Mm.
Okay, that's not to make us discouraged, but that's to make us like, have I really been engaged? How many of you guys drove to work this morning? Those of you that commute to work. When you drove to work this morning, were you present with what was around you? Because sometimes when we're driving, we really don't notice a lot of things unless we're in the passenger side. But really, I mean, did we get a chance if we were listening to the radio or if we were listening to a message or a podcast? Were we really listening? Were we really engaging? If you're at home or you're working remotely from home, and let's say you're in your environment at home, are you engaged with anything around you, or you just showed up, you got ready for work, you sat in front of the computer? Did you take a moment to look at your coffee or your tea? Did you take a moment to see what's around you? Well, we're going to talk about how really being in the moment, there's some advantages for that. And so that's not just showing up, but it's being all that we can be in the moment. Okay, so I'm going to do something here. We're going to come back to these principles that we just talked about here, Patrick, right? Advantages, appreciation for the moment. It gives us an opportunity to learn when we're being present. It enhances our understanding and it encourages us. And so we'll talk about that in a moment. So being in the moment encourages us to pay attention. So I'm going to do something. I want you guys to put on your thinking cap and we're going to do something and get your journals out. We're going to use that in a minute. I'm going to flash this picture. I'm going to give you about 15 seconds to look at this picture. And then we're going to talk about the picture. I want you to just look at the picture. That's all I'm going to say. And then we'll come back. Here it is. Okay. Now, Patrick, what did you see in the picture?
I immediately went to the left, actually, and I looked at the shade and the blanket and the relaxation. I went there versus the beach one. For some reason, I just went toward that. So my eyes really focused on that. And I was thinking more about imagining the breeze, imagining the sun and the shade all at the same time, and the calm and the relaxation. So my eyes went towards the left side more than the right side.
Very aware. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen out there in our Tea Time community, what did you see in the picture? Put it in the chat. Was it a moment that you experienced? Did you see some details in the pictures? I mean, just be as vivid as you can be. What did you see any items in the picture? Go ahead and put it in the chat. I'm not going to put the picture out anymore until we come back in just a minute because we're going to talk about that. Go ahead and put in the chat, even if it's one thing. What did you see? What did you see in the picture? This is going to really pull out some really good nuggets about paying attention to detail. What did you see? What did you pull out of the picture? I see that our Tea Time community got our thinking caps on today. And I don't see too much going on in the chat, but I think your wheels are spinning. What did you see in the picture? Okay, the meaning of this exercise is sometimes we may get a glance at something, and then we might go back and say, oh, I missed the detail because I really wasn't in the moment. I see a remark coming in. Let's see, who is this? Oh, this is me.
Well, yeah, I was just writing down what I saw.
Thank you. Okay, so Patrick saw a blanket. He saw grass, croissants, 2 hats, shade, sun, and shadow. This is good. You were really present. Okay, thank you, Patrick. Anybody else? What else did you see in the picture? Because this is going to draw out some really good applications about being present. Anybody else? What did you see in the picture? Okay. Oh, hello. We have a newbie today, Razuzia. Thank you. A meal for 2, romantic situation. It is a meal for 2. Okay. Let's see what else. Thank you for joining us today. Alicia, you want to take Alicia's, Patrick?
Sure. Family enjoying the beach. Picnic set up with food and flowers.
Now let's go back to Patrick. Patrick saw a blanket, grass, croissants, 2 hats. Isn't that something? 2 hats he saw. Shade, sun, and a shadow. Here comes Alicia saying that, okay, she saw people in the picture. She saw the beach with flowers and food. Okay. Nicole sees the water. And where did you see the water at, Nicole? Where was it located on the picture? This is amazing. As we start to really take a look, and I'm going to go ahead and flash the picture again, and we're going to talk about what we see. Okay, so now here we see, as we were really taking a moment to look. Now, Patrick saw the croissants and the 2 hats and the shade. Did you all now see some of the things and that you didn't see before until someone else made it apparent to you? Someone saw pictures of people in the background, the water. Nicole said the water. Someone else said there's some glasses there for 2. Isn't this amazing that when we take the time to really be present, that's when we begin to see details. And being present is not more or less just showing up. But how can that relate to pausing? Because there are times there's so many things going on, and that's just one picture. But we don't get to see the totality of it because we're not narrowing it. We don't take the time to just, well, let me really see what's happening here. You know, our creativity, because we take the time to look at some things and to pull it out, our creativity gets a boost because we're present. And I'm going to talk about that too. And I see another remark coming in here. Nicole said she saw the water beyond the sand. Did you guys ever catch that part of the picture? Patrick, can you admit that there are some things that maybe Alicia shared or Nicole shared that you didn't see?
Yeah, because I didn't pay attention to the beach. I was like, I just looked over to the left.
And this is good that you said that, because for some reason, maybe you weren't drawn to it, or maybe there wasn't that much importance of it. That this is going to really heighten our senses, because sometimes we're not really engaged because we may feel, oh, that's not important. But being present is bringing all of yourself and being in the moment of it, that you begin to see the totality of what it is you're engaged in. You want to elaborate on that a little bit?
Yeah, because when I first saw it, I looked and I said, okay, it's a beach. And then I just started looking over at and I think I was just more drawn to the relaxation of not having to be in the sun and laying under a beach at that moment. I think it was mood. And I was just looking at it. And I noticed the croissants, so I like croissants. So I was just drawn towards that area and really honed in on it and took me into that space. So, yeah.
I like that. And I like that, as you all heard, Patrick was sharing, he placed himself also into what he was engaged in. He was able to pull, oh, wow, this is very relaxing. I'm relaxed now. I'm beginning to see what's there. And that's really one of the things that we hone in on when we are present, because now we're fully engaged in it. What are we extracting from the moment that we're in? I'm going to go to our remarks, and I'm going to go back to our first slide again. But Sharon is saying, go ahead and read Sharon's, Patrick, if you can.
Prove that I'm scattered. I saw the 2 picnics at both locations: beach, food, hats, blanket.
Thank you for sharing that. And it could possibly be that we could be scattered. There's so much going on. I don't know I don't really know how to focus in. And when we take our time and settle in, when we had the time to look at the picture again, we were able to say, okay, I see this, I see that. And what you didn't see before now comes into the forefront. Alicia, I saw it all, just didn't want to type it all.
All right.
All right, Alicia. Now she's present. Okay, Alicia, this is good. Darlene is coming in and she's saying, I'm photogenic, graphic, saw a lot of the images. Too many details to list. And this is good. Thank you for sharing that. She's really engaged. Of course, she's photographic. She can remember things. And I want to go back to, let's go back to this slide here. There are advantages to everyday presence. There's so many of them, but we're focusing on productivity and narrowing in on a focal point. You know, I was saying our creativity gets a boost when we're more present. We're more apt to lean into focusing on what's going on. If we have a task, when we're doing something, if we're focused on being present, we're more apt to lean into what we're doing, to appreciate what we're doing, to really look at, okay, this is what I'm doing in the moment, and we're kind of eliminating the distractions around us. I'm going to stop for a quick second, and I'm going to pose a question. When we are fully engaged with others, let's say in conversation and verbal conversation, why do you think it's important for us to be present? Why do you think it's important for us as we engage with others? If I'm in a conversation with Patrick, and why is it important for me to not show up, but just to be fully engaged in conversation with him? Because one of the things about communication, there's an element there called feedback. We can only give effective feedback when we are actively listening. And so when I'm taking the time to engage with Patrick and talk with him, and I'm really fully engaged and I'm really present, then that means that I'm a part of the whole communication process. And that means that I can give accurate feedback to Patrick because I'm listening to what he's saying. Now, what happens, Patrick, when there's no presence in communication? What do you think happens?
I think that, well, at least for me, if I'm not present, I'm wondering. And so I think also we could create scenarios that pull us away from the moment. And so, it's tough to stay grounded and focusing on what's happening now, especially in this IT-driven world with notifications and disruptions. So it can pull you away from the moment. And, I could be on a call with you and something else and hold on and hold on and hold on. It's like, you know what? Even before making a call, perhaps it's important to make sure that I'm fully aware that I'm engaging with you. So I think that when we're not present in the moment, we create other scenarios that take us away from the current situation that we're in, or even respecting someone's space or our own space for that matter. So those are just a few things that came to my mind.
I like that. That is so profound. When we can create other scenarios. And I think sometimes what happens is we're thinking ahead before we're not really listening to what the person is saying. We're already thinking for a response. And so if we're thinking for a response, we're just kind of showing up. We're really not hearing what they're saying. And so we can formulate in our minds something else ahead of time and not really fully engaged in what someone may be sharing with us. So I think that being present, even in our communication, it helps us to become more aware. It helps us to be more productive. It helps us to be more razor focused. When we are engaging with others, we can be more engaged by being present, not just showing up. Okay. There's another thing that I want to share with us, and I'm going to do a picture, and I want you to think about this picture. Before I show this picture, I hope that, I'm not sure if everybody, let me just share the picture and then we'll come back. Okay. Here's a picture of a chessboard. I'm not going to say anymore. Those of you who play chess, or if you are looking at the picture, what do you see? Okay, Teton community, go ahead and put in the chat, what are you seeing on this picture with the chess pieces? Okay, I'm going to stop the picture. And I see Patrick's coming in with a remark as checkmate. Absolutely. I'm going to put the picture back up. I'm going to put the picture back up so we can see it. So those of us that play chess, okay, we see that the king is in the corner. He is cornered. And yes, Alicia, I see you don't play chess. Chess pieces on the board. Okay. There is a king there in the corner. And the other pieces are positioned in their position, have cornered the king. And of course, there's really nowhere for the king to go because each one of these pieces are able to create checkmate. And really, what do we see out of this picture? If we were to look at this picture, that's what we interpret. Checkmate. But if you take a look at this picture again, I want you to take a look in this picture and just be in the moment. If you were a player, even if you were the one that put the king in checkmate, or you might be the player that has the king in checkmate, what would be your response?
I would I would just move the king lateral one step forward.
What would happen if you did that?
That would get me out of it. Well,
not really.
Not really, but at least I got one more step. So
okay,
if it's my turn, I can just go straight. I'd rather go straight and the queen take me out versus the other two pieces.
Okay, this is really good. Okay, so really the bishop, there's two bishops over there. And if you went up, the poor bishop would have to get you. But that's okay. And but the thing is, what you did was, okay, I can take a risk and that's okay. And so I like that you said that, okay, if you were in that position, you would take a risk and go anyway, but you would be checkmate. There's really nowhere for you to go. However, if we take a look at this picture and being fully engaged as one of the players, we can see that there's a place of enhanced understanding, which means there's a new way of looking at this. Hey, what can I learn from this? I could start again. I can develop new strategies. I see that there's something here that may be challenging. I am fully aware of what's going on, but let me see what I can learn from this. How can I apply some new strategy? Let me look at it from a different lens. Okay, and here's another one. If you were the chess piece on here, what would you do then? It's all about perception. And not just perception, but we're looking through a new lens as we're even playing this game of chess. There's an advantage to being present because now I'm looking at, well, what strategy do I have? What can I do? I'm surrounded by pawns, and pawns are just as powerful as all the other pieces. But how can I make a strategy to get out of this? This may be an opportunity or a possibility for me. And so as we looked at those pictures, we see that being present in the moment, being present and really engaged opens up our awareness to see, what am I learning? My enhanced understanding. There's a new way of me seeing this. Okay, I might be on this board. Let me see how I can maneuver this to learn some new strategy. Maybe I'm learning how to be more patient with myself. Maybe I'm looking at this situation and saying, well, maybe there's something else for me to learn. Maybe I'm learning to take my time. But when you just, especially with chess, it's a game of strategy, but you have to pay attention. And so this is a good way of teaching us that paying attention and being present is so profound, just for everyday living. Patrick, you want to say something?
Oh, no. I was just thinking about the importance of what you said about, starting over again or resetting. And maybe there are times when we're not present. We just need to pause so that we can reset ourselves and start over. And that helps us become more sensitive to what's going on inside of us and outside of us as well.
Like that. Yeah, sensitivity. And then it leads us to this. And I see some remarks coming in. Oh, Alicia's saying, I don't play chess.
Mhm.
6 pieces on a board. And Darlene said, I don't play. But this is a good example for us to see about strategy. And we can look at it in everyday living and make an analogy that when we are in a situation or in a place, we could be making new projects, we can be designing new things, new content, or whatever. We may be a lot of things going on, but if we look at things from a different angle, it may be a lot going on in the game, but learning how to see things from a different perspective gives us a chance to be productive as we're razor focused. It enhances our understanding that, okay, there's new possibility here. There's more than what I see. I can begin again. I can start again. And so that helps us to be more in the moment. Okay, I'm going to move to the next picture. I want you guys to take a look at this, and then we're going to do a little activity, and then we're done. Okay. All right, tea timers, what did you see in that picture? What did you get about being in the moment of that picture? Patrick, you want to share anything? What you saw?
It thought about my old 3-season room.
Okay.
Um,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, and I thought about I placed myself in that moment. Like, okay, I remember how it was, the 3-season room at the back of my home in Ohio, and I thought about that, and I said, wow, the antique nature of it, because I like that rustic and calm, interesting space. Yeah, but like a 3-season room, back porch, 3-season room type of approach.
Okay. Anybody else out there in our tea time community? What did you see? What's in the picture that stands out the most? What are you getting from this picture about being in the moment? And while you're putting that in the chat, I want to share what I saw when I saw that picture. I saw an opportunity to be creative. I saw an opportunity of what can I do? What's going on in that room? What can I do with that space? That's what I was thinking. I looked at the picture and I said, oh, well then, okay, let me go in there. And it looks like there's more to what I see. There's more windows in there. Then I said, this is a porch. What can I do with this porch? There's a yard beyond the porch. There's a lot of things I can do once I started narrowing and really looking at this and really saying, what can I do? This is what happens when we become more present. We become more creative. Ideas begin to flow. We begin to see some things that we didn't see before. When we're present, we begin to see, hey, this is an open door. I started looking at an open door there. Okay, opportunity. I also took a look at, well, I'm not into the rustic look. This is a little, rustic for me, like you would say. I really saw how I can improve that room. What can I do? How can I repair some things? What can I fix in there? I thought about what I could do in that room. And so when we start becoming more engaged, more engrossed, more in the moment, being present, our creativity, it's like amazing the different things that we can start to develop because we're engaged, because we are in the moment. I see a remark coming in. It's coming in from Nicole. Okay, Nicole says, the welcoming flower icon, the door, and all of the greenery. When you take a moment to really look at things, now we can look at this from two perspectives. I'm gonna go back to the picture. We can look at this from two perspectives. Okay, we can look at it as, okay, I see the vividness of what's going on because I'm paying attention. I could see the colors because I'm paying attention. I can see what's beyond in the background of that picture because I'm paying attention, it's not just an ordinary room. Now I'm beginning to see all of the trees, just all of it in its totality. I'm beginning to actually see the different type of fabric that's on the chair, the colors on the chair, the flooring. Had I not taken the time to really just zero in, I could miss opportunities. I'm missing opportunity to see what's next. And so that's another aspect of us taking the time to be in the moment so that we don't miss opportunities for creativity, opportunities for us to be encouraged by what we see or what we're engaged in. How many of you guys have been out to eat lately at a nice place or went out to eat with family and friends, and it was just, oh, I went out to eat with family and friends? But if we think about, what if we just took the time to really be in the moment, be in the conversation? What does the environment look like? What am I smelling? The food? What am I tasting? What is the vibe, with us being here together today, about the fellowship that we're having? Being in the moment, you never know what conversation or what you receive from someone else because you're fully aware, you're fully engaged. Patrick, you have some things you want to share?
No, I'm just reflecting on how you said, what can I, you responded by saying, what can I do when I'm present? Ideas and flowing and starting to see things that we didn't see before. So the importance of stepping back was something that I was thinking.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing this. We got some more responses, Patrick. You want to take Alicia's and Sharon's?
Yes. Rusting window panes, a place to read rest, invitation for bugs, plants, trees.
Thank you, Alicia.
Sunny porch, gardening, sounds of an aroma of flowers, inviting area for relaxation.
Isn't this amazing? Just like when we were taking a look at that first picture and we saw the beach and we saw the park, and how when we really take a moment, we're seeing so many things that we probably didn't even know was there. Someone else mentioned something totally different. And so with that, we're learning more, we're seeing more, we're more aware. We're using this as an analogy just by looking, but in life, everyday life, practicing presence in everyday life means I'm not just showing up, but I am fully engaged, and I'm trying my best to gauge and to see and to receive things. And one of the things that I'm looking at, I love about being present is that I'm becoming more aware of where I am and self-awareness. How am I feeling? Am I growing? Is this something I would love to do again? A lot of us sometimes could benefit from reminiscing on past memorable enjoyment experience that we've had, on what's going on right now in the current moment, and then having a vivid understanding of what my vision is for the next place I'm going or the future. That's all about being engaged, being in the moment. Are you in the moment while you're dreaming? I'm talking about aspiring with your goals. Are you in the moment? Is it vivid? Do you actually see it? Or is it just, I'm just showing up, I'm just writing my vision? But are you really seeing, what does that look like? So we're going to talk about that shortly and do a quick exercise in our journal. Let's do this. Think about all of the things that we just talked about. Showing up, not just showing up, but being involved in what we're seeing. Have an appreciation for the moment and seeing it as an opportunity to learn and to grow. Seeing that this can encourage our lives, this can enlighten our lives and inspire us to do greater things just by being in the moment, and enhances our conversations, our communication, all of these things. So let's take a moment, grab your journal, and let's do this for 2 minutes. Start this so that as you go into the day, maybe you might want to write it a little bit later. So I'm going to share this with us. This is our renewal practice for today. When you get a chance, grab your journal and pick a season. It could be spring, summer, winter, or fall. Really think about in the moment. It could have been happening last year, this past summer, spring, last winter, whatever. What was the most memorable and invigorating moment that you enjoyed about it? Now, what you have to do is be present. Put yourself in there. Put yourself in the moment, right in the moment, in real time. That means no distractions. Take a moment, continue your writing, and then be vivid. What am I seeing? What did it look like? If it was in the fall, what was it? Was it at a family member's house or an outing or something you did or walk in the park? Whatever it is, describe what you're seeing, because now you are actually doing an exercise that puts you in the moment. I'm gonna, while you're writing, I'm reminded of last fall when I went to, I think it was like the patch with the pumpkins and stuff like that. And I remember all of the apple cider. I could smell that being served. I could see the haystacks, and people and families are walking around and enjoying all of the festivities. And I could hear the music playing. I could hear a lot of these fun things happening, all because I'm envisioning and I could see what was memorable. I'm in the moment. I'm actually present, and I could see the vividness, the beautiful orange pumpkins. All of these things matter. So take this opportunity to journal. Take the opportunity to journal out this wonderful time and invigorating moment that you had. And do this more often so that you can begin to and understand and appreciate the fact that we can be more focused and productive and not scattered when we're actually in the moment. Patrick, you have something you would like to give some feedback on?
Oh no, no. I'm going to write out, and I'm just meditating on what you shared. Thank you.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. Tea Time community, what is your takeaway today about this subject? Practicing everyday presence. You can share whatever feedback you have. Was it about the picture that you saw? Could have been this picture, or even your perception of what you saw here, or even this picture. How did you feel when you were in the moment? And what takeaways can you use going forward with being more present? So I would like to hear your feedback. And while we're doing that, if you are just excited as we are about the Renewal Center and the content that we bring, we invite you to partner with us. And so Patrick is going to share that and the things that we are having here at the Renewal Center.
Thank you so much. And yes, my takeaway is about creativity gets a boost when present.
Okay.
All right. So I'll share that before I go into our announcements. Thanks, everybody. Please let us know what your takeaways are from today's renewal practices. And I want to thank you for participating today. I'd like to invite you to partner with us here at the Renewal Center. Here are the ways that you can support us in your giving and donations. They're digital ways. You can support us through our website, therenewalcenters.com/give. You can also text Renewal Center to 888-364-4483. We have PayPal and Zelle, which is our email address, the Renewal Center 2020 at Gmail, and also Venmo at Renewal Center. Also, download the mobile app. Make sure that you stay connected. And there's also a secure way of giving through the mobile app. You can mail your check or money order to the P.O. Box 1381 on the screen. So I want to thank everyone for supporting us and being a part of the Renewal Center. And hopefully Tea Time has been a strength to you. I want to encourage you also to connect with us in our grief recovery, our GPS grief, pain, and stress session. If you need individual grief recovery, any loss of any kind in your life, please connect with us at the Renewal Center, Gmail 2020 at gmail.com. You can reach out to us and connect with us if you need assistance in the area of grief recovery. We want you to be a part of that and help you with your wholeness journey. Also, we have started last week was our first class for our Reforming Culture on our new series. So tomorrow, please sign up. You can go to our website. You can go to our social media pages. It's for Reforming Culture. We are studying the Christology of Spiritual Formation tomorrow at 7:30, class number 2. We look forward to seeing you there. Also, want to share with you coming up on Fridays, we have our prayer each and every morning. It's the same link for our Reforming Culture. All right. So the Zoom ID is there and the password is there as well. Please connect with us as we're praying. You don't have to come on camera. It's an early morning prayer where we are just soaking in the presence of the Lord collectively as a community. We look forward to seeing you there. And then lastly, each and every Sunday, we have our New You Digital Discipleship each Sunday at 10 a.m. Also, you can connect with us through our mobile app. You can register there as well as all of our sites. And that's each and every Sunday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We look forward to seeing you there. So again, thanks everybody for being a part of our Renewal Center Tea Time Tuesday today. And please share your takeaway with us. Make sure that you like, make sure that you subscribe, all right, so that you can be with us. Thank you.
Thank you, Patrick. We got some takeaways that came in from Alicia. You like to share what Alicia has taken away today?
Absolutely. Actively listen and be intentional with being present.
Thank you.
And acknowledge and be present in the moment, be engaged and focused on the details. And that's exactly what we're all going to do. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate those takeaways. And please, again, share this with others, this link, this YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't.
Yes. And we thank everyone for joining us today. Once again, try to stay present, find ways to be present. We hope that you take the journal exercise and go ahead and practice it. We're going to put it on our Facebook page today. Make sure to put it on the Facebook page today. Renewal practice that you can continue journaling and becoming more present. So we hope you all have a wonderful afternoon. We got out of here a little earlier today, Patrick.
It's good. Thank you so much.
We hope that you all have a wonderful afternoon, and we'll see you on our next Tea Time Tuesday. Remember, I am Renewal, and take care of each other. Have a great Tuesday afternoon.
Bye.